The men's side, we've got incredible depth, especially for a Division III program. I think that we've got a lot of talent for a Division III level. We've been fortunate to attract those kinds of athletes. Right now I don't really know who our top skier is. We have about a handful of guys who are time trialing well in the fall. Our training has been pretty intense, probably the most intense fall training we've ever had to get ready for the racing season. I think this team is, even the young ones have trained at a level that are higher than we've ever had in the past. So I'm really looking forward to the season. Don't have a lot of expectations. I kind of just let them surprise me. But I think we're going into the season with probably the most talented young team I've ever had at the college. I think if you look at how Jeremy skied at his best last season, if we time his top fitness a little bit differently this year, I think that he's got the ability to compete for the top of the conference by the end of the year and the Central region. For us, it's been a learning experience in the first 2 years. Jeremy came in as a freshman, a little bit of a question mark. He hadn't been really that motivated. Now he's motivated. He trained really well last year, was the alternate to the Junior World Championship team for the United States last season, and that was really our focus. But he petered out at the end of the season, and so what we've done this year is we've held back the intensity we did in the late fall with him last year to try to make the Junior World team in January, and we're trying to focus it 2 months down the road, or a month and a half, late February and into March, so that we can have, if he qualifies for the NCAA championships, that he has a good NCAA championships. So that's what we're doing with Jeremy, and I think at this point we both feel very good about where he is. We've got Chris Parr, a true freshman coming in from Egan, has been time trialing very well with the team as a true freshman. We also have several guys who didn't use a year of eligibility last year, including Nick Power, who came from Marshall School, and he had compartment syndrome, so couldn't really do the skate races last year. He got we're working on his waiver for hardship, and he's won several of the time trials on roller skis, as well as Paul Schomer, who is not a true freshman. He, like Nick, did not use a year of eligibility, but Paul has been doing very well. He raced very well in West Yellowstone, his first time at altitude. And then we're looking at Joe Dubé, who has probably, if you look at his resume, is absolutely at the top level of a recruit. And I think that his fitness is going to come along this year. He's getting a little slower start to the training year, and he knows that. We both know it, but we're just trying to work together to bring his form about so that he can have a good year. We've already been on snow and we've been racing, but we've come home now to a dry spell. We've got a little white on the ground today, so that helps just emotionally. But right now we're looking at, we have a race next weekend supposedly in Ironwood, Michigan. Right now they don't have snow, so if we don't have that race, then we've got to figure out, stay focused with our training, and just realize that everybody else is in the same boat. All the other teams don't have snow either, except for Alaska. So we'll do the Ironwood race, and if we don't race the Ironwood race, then we'll probably pull something to get together, either a team time trial or get together with another team the weekend following. And then until after the new year, we really don't have a lot of races. We're not going to go to the U.S. National Championships this year as a team, and we're going to do a focused 5-day camp at Bearskin Lodge up on the Gunflint Trail, snow permitting. Right now they do have 5 inches, so that's a good start. I think that's going to help us get more race ready than we were last year. I think the trip to nationals really took its toll on a lot of people, and I think that probably hurt our results later in the season. So we're adjusting that way. Then after that camp, we get right into it. We have a qualifier and a CCSA championship event right here in Duluth. We'll have a 5 and 10 kilometer freestyle for the men and women. That is a qualifier for the NCAA championships on Saturday. Then Sunday, something I'm really looking forward to and it's kind of exciting, we're having an individual sprint that will help decide the team title for the conference. And that's a new change for the CCSA conference that we're going to have. We'll start it with the sprint in Duluth, And then we have a 15-20K Mass Start Classic on the CCSA Championship weekend, followed by a 3x5K relay for both genders. The relay and the sprint have not been in college skiing for over a decade in the Midwest. So we're all excited about that. They won't be NCAA qualifiers, but it'll be a chance for us to shine in the conference. Following that Duluth weekend, then it's just bam, bam, bam. 3 straight weekends we go to the Super Tour event down at Worth Park in Minneapolis. And we do the weekend after that, we go back down to the Twin Cities in St. Paul at Battle Creek for the Super Tour. Then we have the only week off all year following those two, and we go into February. We have the CCSA Championship that I described, and then finally the third weekend of February, we have the NCAA Central Region, and that's where we're going to decide if who goes to the NCAAs for our region. That's always a hard question to answer as a coach. I think things, as is the case in any sport, you really need a little bit of luck to go your way. Things have to go well with the training. You have to avoid sickness. And I think that we will be competitive on both the men's and women's side. How competitive, we'll have to see how the other teams have prepped. Northern Michigan University, again, comes in. Their men's team is just stacked. They've got, they'll qualify for almost for sure 3 competitors to the NCAA championships. They've got a gentleman coming in from Norway whose international points level is just under the U.S. ski team. So he's going to be probably the class of the field if you just look at it on paper. Alaska Fairbanks has a strong returning team. They lost a couple of their best skiers to transfer this year, but they came right back with 2 German national champions, junior national champions who are on the roster. I don't really know much about those skiers, but if they've won a junior national championship in Germany, we know that we've got our work cut out for us to beat those guys. Michigan Tech and us always have a really good rivalry all season long. They got the better of us last year at the end of the year. I think that's going to be a renewed rivalry, and if any of those teams falter and we have a really great day, I think that we can definitely finish in the top 2 on any given day on the men's side.